What does that tell you? It tells you that this quadratic curve touches the x-axis just once. So let's see how to picture that. But first and foremost, I want you to know that there is a name for b squared minus 4ac, and it's called d, which actually means the discriminant. Okay? That's what d is. So our formula is x equals to minus b plus or minus square root of d over 2a. So the first thing to do usually before applying quadratic formula is to check your d. What is your d? If you know what your d is, then you know whether you are actually looking for real roots, equal roots, or complex roots. And that guides you forward. Now, when you know what your d is, so we can say that if d is positive, then we have two real roots. And this would cross the x-axis any way possible. It's either when a is positive or when a is negative, but it's going to cross the x-axis. It could be like this. It could be like this. It will cross the x-axis. If d is equal to 0, it is going to cross the x-axis. It's not actually going to cross, but touch the x-axis once. So it could go like this, but we'll just touch it and return. It could go like this, but we'll just touch it and return. Do you understand? It could go like this, but we'll just touch it and return. Here where a is positive, it's a U shape. Where a is negative, it's an N shape. But it's going to touch it just at one point. And this is the point minus b over 2a. Minus b over 2a. Minus b over 2a. Same point. Whereas this would have two places. Minus b plus 2 plus root d over 2a. And minus d minus root d over 2a. So what happens when d is negative? As the one we have just seen, if d is negative, you have no real roots. So if this is the graph, x and y, it would not touch the axis, the x-axis. It could touch the y-axis, no problem, but it will not touch the x-axis. That's the problem, that's the situation. So it's always good to know that before trying to sketch your graph. Having said that, let's look at another method of solving quadratic equations. And this method I want to talk about is actually important because it lets us know a number of things. One, it helps us to get the roots easily. Two, it helps us to know the turning points. Because if you look at the graphs we've drawn so far, like in this problem, we were able to say that yes, it doesn't cross the x-axis, so we know that, and it crosses the y-axis at the point 1. But I was not able to tell you what this minimum point is. At what value of x and y will this minimum point occur? And even in the other question where we had real roots and I drew the graph, I was not able to tell you what value of x and y will give you this minimum point. In some cases, it's the maximum point as well, where you have it in an N shape. To be able to tell what the turning point is, you need to be able to draw, to solve this problem using another method called the completing the square method. So if you know how to solve the completing the square method, then you will be able to tell the roots. You'll be able to tell the value of x and y when this curve is at its minimum or maximum. And there's another thing you'll be able to tell. You'll be able to tell if it has been translated to the left or right, if it's